What's up, everybody? I'm Corey, and this is my channel, Get Sharp, where I sharpen your knives and restore your knives and do all kinds of fun things with knives and blades. So today, we've got this here Zwilling, 10-inch Zwilling Professional Ultimate bread knife. No joke, that's the name. Professional Ultimate bread knife. This came in yesterday, along with its little brother. This was a, what is this? It was 6 inches. I think I might have been calling it a chef's knife, but I think it might just be a utility knife. But anyways, full restoration project on that. I have, in my opinion, perfected the blade restoration process. And I'm very proud of my process. If you want to check it out, put on a masterclass last night. You can see it here. But same client, told him, hey, you know, serrated blades, it's not my jam. I'm not an expert on them, but I can get it. I can sharpen it up. I'll zip the back and I'll go over the front with Cubitron flex discs and try to knock most of the burr off, you know. But then kept staring at this thing, and I had never seen a bread knife like this. And I started questioning, is it even a bread knife? Maybe this is some kind of carving knife I've never even heard of, right? So I put up a post on YouTube, said, hey, anybody seen this knife? Someone help me out. I can't find it online. One guy found it, and that was our resident chef, Trey, also a client of Get Sharp. He found it, and it don't look nothing like this. So bread knife, the scallops, let's call those negative scallops, right? Because they get dug in. This thing's supposed to have negative and then a layer of positive scallops below it. Like kind of a crazy looking setup. If you don't know what I mean, I found this. I picked it up for $3 at the thrift store. I thought it would be fun to try to do something crazy with it. We haven't done that yet, obviously, but these are positive scallops. But anyways, this guy had both positive, negative, and then positive below, and the positives were in between the negatives. It's a really cool knife. Well, looks like my client gave it a little bit too much love, and all those positive scallops are gone, left with negative scallops, but below the negative scallops, we have a straight edge. So what good are the scallops or serrations doing? So I reached out to the customer and said, hey, I found this knife online. I know I quoted you $5 yesterday, but I'm like, here's what I want to do. I want to take off the steel underneath the scallops. I want to open them all up and just turn this into a regular bread knife. But it's going to cost you more than $5. Here's the price. Yes or no? He said yes. So that's what we're going to be doing. And before I get started, we're gonna do the initial grinding over here, and then we're going to jump over here to the Tormek. Shout out to the legendary Phil Chaput, who made an awesome recommendation for my 1x30 setup. I modded it this morning. Check it out. See if we can get away with showing this off without moving everything too much. We have height adjustable weights, so we can level this thing out perfectly every time. Look at that, beautiful, nice and level. So thank you, Phil, for that idea. It cost me a whole $8 and I don't know, 30 minutes of time. So we're trying to get 1% better here on Get Sharp every single day. And we are figuring it out one way or another. Really appreciate all you guys coming at me with new ideas. We have one subscriber who recommended plasti dip as opposed to tape. That's on deck for the future. $20 a jar, so I need to get this job done so I can buy that stuff. And yeah, so why don't you guys come on in for a closer look as we go ahead and get grinding. All right, let's give you guys a look here at the bread knife here. So you can see the scallops. These ones on the end are open, but everything in the center is closed. by this edge down here. So game plan is to open those up. Boy, you know what? If I just go with the flat, if I go flat, if I grind flat, I don't think it's gonna open them up. When I was thinking about this, I thought it would, but we're not gonna per se get those little pointy tips like that I thought. Be more or less, instead of being little points, there'll be these wide things. It just became a much riskier. All right, let's talk business here. If we do this and it doesn't turn out nicely, the customer could have an argument that I ruined his knife, even though, in my opinion, it's already ruined. What would a judge in court say? I do have all the camera footage to show that I was methodical, but at the end of the day, one could argue that I was in over my head on this one. We look down here, so we'd have to grind up high enough. Yeah, no, we need to grind scallops. I'm not equipped to do that. Now I could do a couple, I told him I'm gonna sharpen it, so I could do a couple passes and see what happens a little bit, you know, like just sharpen this up. I don't know if it'll show up or not, but there's a really, I don't know if you call this a burr. Yeah, it's a burr. At the end of the day, it's a burr. It's a big, knotty kind of a burr. But we go ahead, we sharpen, clean it up, sharpen it, and then we can debate as to whether or not we're gonna try attacking those scallops with one of these. These are flexible Cubitron radial discs. Pop that bad boy on a Dremel, and then, but it's all by hand, so a lot of room for error. If you're a subscriber, you know I love my support and everything I can, any kind of support I can use to make things look professional, I'm about it. But this is a different world. Rip those off. A lot of work too. So I'm gonna get like 20 bucks on this blade, all in. And if I've got to take this out, that's a lot of time. So I could just say, you know what? I thought about it. It's too much of a risk, but I did sharpen it. So you only owe me what we discussed on the sharpening. That's what my gut's telling me to do. It's not worth the risk. I have already successfully destroyed one Zwilling bread knife. Luckily it wasn't a $300 one, but yeah, if I don't learn from my mistakes, I mean, 300 bucks to replace this thing, that's a lot of knives to sharpen. All right, well, go ahead and get set up. Now, for those of you that are building the same setup like I have here, on these 10-inch blades, it's really important that you set your jig in the center. Due to this bar here, you don't have as much play, and due to the angle of attack, you don't have as much play as you do on the Tormek. Horizontal movement, that is. I broke my other caliper this morning, which is a bummer. I think I can fix it. It's just one of those projects where I need magnifying glass and A lot of patience. And then I set everything up the same way I do on the Tormek system. We're gonna be doing like a 1 degree grind here. So, all right, this is a 100 grit belt. This is the one that comes with the beaver. I'm assuming it's aluminum oxide. We're just gonna go super low speed, edge leading. Ah, I didn't think this through. But that's why I'm always triple checking and double checking. Had I went ahead and grinded, I would have had a scratch pattern that went all the way to here. And I'm not quite sure where 1 degrees came from, but that's what popped in my mind for whatever reason. Yeah, even that's really, really low. I think we're just gonna have to try it by hand, by feel. We could bring this up. Bring it up and in. Right there. That's 13 degrees. Or trying to avoid any spot without a hard surface under it. Otherwise it bows and you get that concave. I want it to be really hard. I could try to grind on the wheel here. Clean these guys out. It's right here. Let's look at what we did there. So you can see just a nice little shine just right there. Just a little line. That's all I wanted. I wanted to knock that guy's burr off. Okay, so a little bit, but maybe I'll just hit that with the radial disc. That was enough to knock that piece off. Well, I'm only gonna get $5 on this job because I told the guy can't charge more than that because it's not a lot of effort I'm gonna be putting into this blade. So next spot, I'm just gonna take my Dremel. So I can now feel the burr on this side. I'm just gonna brush it with the Dremel. All right, so I've got my knife set up here. Got the Dremel out with the Radial Cubitron discs. This one is 1,000 grit. And on that last pass on the 1x30, we raised the burr up. So I'm just gonna try to, am I gonna be able to completely remove this burr? Probably not. But I'm gonna give it a fighting chance at a sharp edge. The light's hitting some of these scallops just right where I can actually see the burr. Yeah, I'm gonna need a stronger grit. We're gonna step down to purple. Purple is 600 grit. Little guys are pretty affordable too. I've got no idea how long they last. Probably got an hour of practice on these with one of my practice serrated knives. And my takeaway from that was just start with opposite, while you're learning, start high grit and work your way down. I did take to that knife with the 80 grit one, and it will dig in. There we go. No damage done to the knife. Let's see if it's any sharp. Definitely not the kind of sharp I'm used to. I think these little spots are digging in. But unfortunately, that's just a problem my customer's gonna have to deal with, or outsource this job to someone else that's willing to take a risk on perfecting these scallops. So when you look at the sizes of them, it just doesn't make sense. Got big old fat wide ones over here, and then like really skinny ones in the center. Yeah, not a risk I'm willing to take. I just run this thing on the lowest setting, but it's also kind of cool. Really low risk of overheating. Basically a fan. Boy, that little Burr sure is stubborn, but I'm not willing to go any lower on the grit. I'm just not gonna do it. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Well, at least our takeaway on this one is 700 grit will not remove a burr. I don't think there's any confirmation that this is X50 CRMO V15 steel. I have a good, inkling that that's what it is. But high carbon nonetheless. I thought 600 would rip it right off. The lower grits though, it's just too much risk. For what scallops there are right now, they're in, nice uniform scoops. And there's no way I'm trying to dig into one, because the next thing you know, I'm just gonna unravel a whole Saturday of trying to fix stuff. And yeah, probably what I'll do is shut the camera down. We'll pull out the old practice knife here. And on here you can see, I've tried all kinds of different things, but some of these in the middle, these ones were just big mess ups up here. But in the middle you can see like unevenness, But then again, I did hit some of these with the diamond tips, just practicing, learning, whatever. So, alright. Good enough, huh? Well, I'm not gonna count this as an L. An L would have been going outside of my depth, ruining this knife, and then buying him a new one. And then that would have been an L because that would have meant I didn't learn from my mistakes. So anyhow, yeah, I might try to put a little bit, see if I can sharpen it up a little bit more. But yeah, serrated bread knives, be careful, be cautious. We've got this felt wheel too over here. Maybe we'll put that to use. Just gonna do guess I'm gonna kind of be practicing, but I'm gonna be practicing with materials that cannot ruin this knife. So anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in. Big thank you to Phil Chaput, who gave the leveling feed idea. Pretty simple and easy to put in. Drill your holes and make sure you size up your drill bits to match the components. Put those in the right spots. One mistake I made is I took everything off the top. I measured everything out so it was 3/4 of an inch from the edge. Since I was doing 15 16ths of a 15 16ths, I think it was. Almost. No, I'm probably wrong on that. There's no way that was an inch drill. Forget what size that friggin' bit was. Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to grinding more knives over there. So yeah, having a lot of fun making these videos, guys. Hey, don't forget, real quick, takes 2 seconds. Right down there, stab that like button real quick. It's that thumbs up thing. And we are on the journey to the world's sharpest knife here at Get Sharp. I'll see you next time. Bye.